Yo, what's up everyone? So I don't know about you, but underrated slash slept on characters have always fascinated me. Not just in this game, but in fighting games in general. I love slept on characters, so I thought it would be fun to go over who I think the 10 most underrated champions for Battlegrounds are. This list isn't in any particular order apart from number one. Number one is the most underrated champion for Battlegrounds, but with all that being said, let's jump into the video. So first champion is Purgatory. Now when Purgatory got buffed, no one was talking about her. And if people were talking about her, they were saying she sucks. Even I thought she sucked for the longest time, just because literally no one said anything good about Purgatory. But when she came out as a 7-star, I finally got a chance to test her, and when I did, I very quickly saw that she was a pretty great champion. She's easy to play, got great damage, got good utility, counters some tricky defenders like Serpent, Maestro. Any champion that counters Serpent is not a bad champion in my opinion. But Purgatory is great, and I will be ranking mine to rank 3 soon. So the next champion may be the second most underrated champion on this list, and it's Saphra. The only reason I think Saphra is underrated though is because she has a very, not a tricky playstyle, but a very different and unique playstyle. You really have to practice and learn how to play Saphra. She's not really a champion you can just pick up and play. But if you put in a bit of time, if you actually practice with Saphra a bit, you'll soon get used to her playstyle and you'll start to see what I'm talking about. Not only is she one of the most fun champions in the game, she's one of the most versatile, and she's not one of the fastest champions in the game, but her damage is pretty damn good. And you can see Serpent's death immortality lasted 2 seconds there. Saphra just out here making Serpent look like a joke, but she doesn't just do that to Serpent, she does that to so many defenders. Next champ is Negasonic Teenage Warhead. Now the reason people think she's bad for Battlegrounds is purely because of her damage. Most people recognise that she has some great utility, but a lot of people seem to think her damage is too bad for Battlegrounds, and they're wrong. Don't get me wrong, she is not even close to being a nuke, but if you use her in the matchups you're supposed to use her in, like Killmonger, Korg, Bullseye, these tricky skill defenders, she can take all these fights in under a minute. And even as a 6-star, she's taking these fights in around a minute, which is pretty crazy for a 6-star, taking, you know, some of the trickiest rank 3 defenders in the game. Her damage is pretty good against skill champions. She's not a nuke, but that doesn't mean she has bad damage. Yes, a lot of champions will outspeed her, but a lot of champions can't finish Bullseye, Killmonger, Atuma at 100% health. Those are the matchups you want to be using Negasonic in, not just like your typical matchup. She's more of a niche champion for Battlegrounds. But anyway, next champion is my GOAT, my favourite champion in the game, Nova. If you're one of my regular viewers, you know the deal with Nova. He's got those non-contact attacks which help him counter defenders like Atuma, Korg, because he basically doesn't take any Thorns damage on his medium attacks. He has that true strike to counter evade and auto block, making tech defenders and Bullseye easy, and his damage is insane if you know how to play him. A lot of people don't understand how to play Nova though. You don't actually need to worry about Nova's Furies as much as you need to worry about dashing back and dashing in. Most of Nova's damage comes from his medium attacks, and his medium attacks will do more damage the further you dash in. And you don't have to dash in and hit your opponent. You can dash in, block, then hit your opponent, and you'll still gain the extra attack rating. But yeah, I've got plenty of Nova content on my channel, so I'm not going to glaze him too much. If you want to see more of Nova, you can easily find some Nova content on my channel. The next champion is Longshot. Now most people know Longshot is good for Battlegrounds, but they don't realize how good this guy is for Battlegrounds. Like, he is one of the best Battlegrounds attackers in the game. He's one of the sneakiest Battlegrounds attackers in the game. There's so many matchups that Longshot does that you wouldn't expect him to do. Like this Red Skull here. Red Skull's nullify immune, so Longshot can't apply the Incinerates on his special 2 to Red Skull. So you'd assume this is a bad matchup, right? Well no, because you can just spam your special 1 to deal that bleed damage, and Longshot is actually able to parry Red Skull consistently thanks to his 300% ability accuracy. Bro, Longshot counters so many tricky defenders that you have to admit this guy is one of the best Battlegrounds attackers in the game. He counters Domino, Deathless Thanos. I could go on. There's so many matchups that you didn't think Longshot can take, which he actually cooks. So put some respect on Longshot's name. I'm definitely going to make a guide how to play Longshot soon, because a lot of people think it's just build your bad karma SB2. No, there are some tips and tricks to playing Longshot, so expect a video on that soon. Now the next champion is OG Storm. I think she's underrated just because not as many people have her. She's in the loyalty crystal, so she's not the easiest champion to get. It takes 1,000,000 loyalty to get a 1 out of 6 chance of getting her. And if you don't pull her out of that crystal, you have to wait like another 2 months before you can get another chance to pull her out of the loyalty crystal. But OG Storm, she's a great counter to most skilled defenders, and she has some ridiculous damage. She is pretty crit reliant. If you don't crit on your special attacks, she kind of sucks, but Storm crits way more than she doesn't crit. I would say she crits on her special attacks around 80% of the time, so she is pretty reliable. Now the next champion is Mordo. I've been searching for a 7-star Mordo for the longest time. He's one of my most wanted champions in the game because I've been a fan of him since the Battlegrounds beta. I used to use this guy a lot back in the day, but of course I never got the 7-star version, so I kind of just had to stop using him because a 6-star Mordo isn't cooking in Battlegrounds, but a 7-star rank 3 Mordo, he would put in some work. Not only can he be a really annoying defender, he's super underrated on attack. He's not the easiest champion to play. He has a bit of a weird playstyle. Basically, you need to charge your heavy attack until you're at 15 Furies. And the way you can charge your heavy attack is you just charge in the middle of the map. And if your opponent attacks you, you intercept with your special one. And you saw in that matchup, we completely smoked that Null. Null doesn't have any buffs to take advantage of, so that just goes to show how underrated Mordo's damage is. He doesn't need to fight champions with a load of buffs, even champions with no buffs. He's doing great damage on his basic attacks and with the degeneration of his special one, but against buff heavy champions he goes crazy. He's like Longshot against buff heavy champions. 25-second gore fight of a 6-star. I had to include Nightcrawler on this list. I've had a soft spot for him ever since his buff, just because of his unique ability to be able to dex anything. You can see there, I dex Nick Fury's special one with ease. I cannot do that without Nightcrawler. Don't get it twisted. I ain't doing that without Nightcrawler, bro. Yeah, he's just goated. His damage is really insane. You may think Nightcrawler is crit reliant, which he is, but he still has good damage even if he doesn't crit on his special attacks, because whenever you crit on your basic attacks, you deal a burst of instant bleed damage, and this instant bleed damage is no joke. It adds up, it does a lot of damage. And you're about to see we actually get really unlucky with crits in this fight, and we still get a rank 3 7-star Nick Fury down in under a minute as a 6-star Nightcrawler. That's some crazy damage right there. Honestly, I really hope they add Nightcrawler to the basic 7-star pool soon, because I never even picked up the 7-star Nightcrawler. I didn't collect all the runes and I'm pretty sad about that. But anyway, the next champion is Odin. Now, Odin is one of the most underrated champions in the game in general, not just for Battlegrounds. This guy is good literally everywhere, bro. He can be good in Alliance War. He is great for questing. He's great for long content like Necro, Abyss, and he's pretty damn good for Battlegrounds as well. Literally the only thing this guy isn't good at is defense. Everything else in the game, Odin cooks. People been sleeping on this guy for too long. I've literally been saying for years how good Odin is, and there's definitely a lot more fans of him nowadays, and I like to think that's because of my Odin videos. But yeah, there's still plenty of people still sleeping on Odin. Still plenty of people that see Odin as nothing but a pre-fight guy, but he cooks. Now the last and the most underrated champion for Battlegrounds, in my opinion, is White Tiger. She has some of the most insane damage in the game, some of the quickest access to this insane damage. She's got the strong power control, she's got the regeneration to easily finish fights at 100% health, she's got the heal block, she's just the perfect Battlegrounds champion. It feels like she was solely designed to be one of the best Battlegrounds attackers, and while a lot of people don't see her as that, I sure as hell do, and any meta where I can use White Tiger, I am using her. But that's going to be the end of the video. Let me know if you enjoyed it. If you did, I'll definitely make more list videos to do with Battlegrounds like this. So let me know in the comments. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed the video, I'd appreciate it if you drop a like, subscribe, all of that stuff. And I'll see you all in the next video.